who claim to be advocates for masculinity, it's oftentimes just thinly veiled misogyny. There are a few demographic groups in the last 100 years that have fallen further faster than young men. And no one's talking about it, and into that void step these voices that start off really great. Be strong, be action-oriented, and then it just comes off the rails.
Okay, so who do you think he's referring to? Andrew Tate, yes. Okay, we got, I love it. Some of these guys, as if there's more than one. Like, can you name, like, Scott, name any of them, please? Myron? Maybe Myron. Right? Name any of these guys. He's basically like, just say Andrew Tate, bro.
Start talking about women as property. So I think people immediately have this very understandable gag reflex when you talk about masculinity.
Okay, so now we know exactly who he's talking about women as property. Who said that? Andrew Tate.
The first thing you got to do, I believe, to demonstrate masculinity is take care of yourself. And then it's a concentric.
Okay. This is a part like when I hear guys like this, it sounds like it sounds good, right? It's not, let's see. He wouldn't make the, the masculine supremacy index for PEARL or whatever that, PERL, I think is the outfit that's decided what is masculine supremacy and what's not. That's how I got my rating, by the way. I have an 89 rating on the masculine supremacy score, courtesy of Pearl. That's what they, that's PERL. It's an organization. It's not Pearl. But this sounds good up to this point.
Circle out, taking care of your family, right? And then the real expression of masculinity.
You ever notice that, like, to be a man is to take care of your family? It's always on there, right? It's always whatever satisfies that nuclear family thing, right? Why can't it not be something else? Why can't it be just like a commitment to yourself? Why can't it not be just like looking out for yourself, like making the best choice? Maybe that is also starting a family. I don't have a problem with that. But it always starts with that. Like, that's the only way you could ever, that's the only option, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we don't tell women the same thing. We don't say, well, the real expression of masculinity or the real expression of femininity is to have a family and to do, no, the real expression of femininity is to get your bag on point. Don't trust no fucking man. Get your education on point, make your money, get the bag or marry the bag, however it works, right? Do what's right. Rich Cooper says this all the time. Do what's right for you, as opposed to for men is do the right thing. So what I find interesting is, like, we for a guy, it's always be better for the woman. But for women, it's always just be better for yourself. And what's funny is, like, right up until like the sexual revolution, it used to be the other way around.
Masculinity is when you can start taking care of people you'll never meet. Because if you reverse engineer to the single point of failure of young men, it's when they lose a male role model. We have the greatest number of single parent households with the exception of Sweden.
With the exception of Sweden. Yeah. That ought to tell you something right there. Well, yeah, we do. And again, 42% of births in the United States are out of wedlock. Is that men's fault or is that women's fault? We also live in a time where we have hormonal, and by the way, all of this in a time where we have access to hormonal birth control. And whatever your opinion is, we know what the function of it is, right? Is you don't have babies if you're on it. Okay. And we also have access to easy, convenient, fast, safe abortion. So there's your fail safe for your, we have so many fail safes for women's bad reproductive choices. And yet we still live in an era where 42% of children are born out of wedlock. You would think that women would be masters of vetting men, right? What's the joke now? It's like, if women were so smart, if women are like make better decisions, like, then you guys are sure getting, a lot of you women are getting pregnant a lot for being as smart as you think you are. Or being like you, if you, what is it? We know men's nature. You knew men so well that you're getting pregnant 42% of the time out of wedlock. No. And what gets lost in all of this, and I hate this shit, because the minute, and this goes back to my point before with the women are wonderful thing, the minute I make I say anything critical in the most marginal sense, I say anything critical about about female nature. And sometimes I might say it's good. Sometimes I might say it's bad, right? But I make one comment as a guy, I will guarantee you within the first 10 comments of whatever I tweeted or whatever I stated, there will be someone who says, yeah, but men do this too. There will always be, as if there has to be some sort of counterbalance. If you're going to, state some unflattering truth about women's nature, the instant reflexive knee-jerk reaction is always, well, ooh, men do it too, and they're worse. There's always, as if there has to be some sort of counterbalance to it. And nine times out of 10, it's not women who are starting this. It's men who will come at me because they want every girl in ear. These are the white knights, right? They want any woman in earshot or who might read this tweet or post or whatever to know that they're not like most guys. They're unique. They're the cuttlefish, right? They're the female. They're the sneaky fucker game guys. They're the guys who want to blend in, who want to identify with the feminine because they think that if they do so, they'll be appreciated for it. Let me explain something to you right now, blue pill, white knight, simpy bullshit, dude. You won't. You won't. In fact, if anything, you'll be despised for that because women see, it's like the nice guy game, right? Women hate nice guys. You know why they hate nice guys? Well, they hate them because they're nice, but they also hate them because they think the nice guy is trying to be nice so that eventually he can get in the pants. Women I think have an instinctual understanding of sneaky fucker game or the cuttlefish modality where the cuttlefish changes sex to like fit in with the females. And when all the other male cuttlefish leave, then look, we're going to turn back on. Suddenly we're males. Right. It's feminism. It's male feminism game is what it is.
A ton of boys who will go through pretty much their entire adolescence with almost no involvement of men. How do we
Yeah, and whose fucking fault is that? Is it because guys aren't getting in there, or is it because that guys don't want to get retroactively cucked? Is it because there just simply aren't those guys around? Is it because they don't want to be used for the bad decisions, that their bad reproductive choices that their mothers made for them? I'm not saying they deserve it. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. I'm not saying they shouldn't have a strong masculine. Hell, like I said, I have one daughter and I have 1,000 sons, right? I'm happy with that. I'm glad that that's the case, right? It's not about there being a masculine role model in these kids' life. It's the fact that it has to be approved. It has to be some sort of untoxic masculinity. It has to be, like I said, when I was posting we need good ads instead of dads. We need good ads, right? It's all to sell like Noxzema men's skincare cream or some shit like that. But the reason why that's even a message right now is because of guys like this. It's because I got, it's okay. Well, we need a man. Okay. Well, what kind of masculine influence do we need? The guy who's going to sit there and tell him to talk about his feelings. Well, we got females to do that. Is it a good coach? Is it a guy who's going to kick him in the ass? Is it a guy who's going to like teach him how to like socialize? Because I'll tell you right now, we have systematically removed men from the conversation. We have removed, I was saying before, I'm going to repeat it, so go drink if you want to. But like when I was on Dr. Phil, what did I say? I said, men have become superfluous. Nice to have around, but not actually necessary. That's your frustration, Scott. That's my frustration too. He just doesn't know it. He doesn't understand this shit. And I'll tell you why, because he finishes off with
define masculinity and gender as a positive, recognizing that a large portion of the population is non-binary. It starts with empathy. Empathy is not a zero-sum game.
Okay, you catch that? No, Scott, gender is a binary, period. End of story. Gender is downstream from biology, and guess what? Biological sex is binary. I know it's mind blow. Rollo just explains it all to me so well. No, it's fucking easy. It's easy. It's a curb this high. How come you can't get over it? Like that's where you're gonna go with this?
Civil rights didn't hurt white people, it helped white people. Gay marriage didn't hurt heterosexual marriage, it helped it. And talking about the struggles of men,
it helped it. Do you think homosexual marriage? Okay, first off, you're wrong because it's not homosexual marriage. It's same-sex marriage. As I said before, have you heard me say this one before? This is a story, Kyle. Did you know that me and Aaron Clary could get married legally as heterosexual men?
Wait, what?
Yeah, we could, because the state doesn't care whether you're sucking each other's. They don't care what you do in your bedroom. They just want to know what the contract is. And they just said people who are of the same sex can get married. Well, you could be, I could be heterosexual, and Aaron Clary, he could get heterosexual. I could propose marriage. Aaron, I'm proposing we get married. Okay. But the stipulations, the vows, our wedding vows are going to be this. You get to go fuck as many hot bitches as you want, and I get to go fuck as many hot bitches as I want, because I don't have any interest in fucking you. Okay, fine. Good for you. Good for you. Put the ring on. You're married, right? Okay. But the stipulations and the rules of our marriage is that I'm heterosexual and I go bang hot girls, and he's heterosexual and he goes bang hot girls. Now, I don't know what the breaking point would be. I don't know what the deal breaker in something like that would be, but let's just say, for sake of argument, there is a deal breaker and we have to get divorced. Well, now we're two heterosexual men in a same sex marriage. This is why same sex marriage has regular, normal, gender binary marriages, because it's no longer about husband and wife. It's no longer defined by the sexes itself. It's defined by just the contract now. So when people say, Rollo, you're so against marriage, I can't believe it. I'm coming up on 28 years of marriage, by the way. Thank you very much. It'll be July 20th, and you will definitely hear about it. Rollo, how can you be so against marriage? I'm not against marriage. I'm against the way we do it now. And this is exactly the way we do it now.
And appreciating gender and leaning into gender, should you decide to, is not in any way diminish the rights or the responsibilities to providing everybody with equal rights.
Okay. Where that came from, I don't know. But this is a guy who wants to talk about the reason why I throw this out there. I really kind of wanted to get Mike Sartain to opine on this one as well, because this goes back to how male role models, conventional masculinity is basically superfluous. This was the case I was trying to make with Dr. Phil, who apparently was too dense to get it, right?